Hello amazing people, it's your girl Blick and welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to achieve a flawless makeup look like this one. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let's get right into our video. First and foremost, I'm using a lip gloss to leave my lips moisturized before I move on to the face. And I'm starting off with the MB concealer in the shade number 9 as my eyeshadow base. And I'm blending my concealer in a circular motion going upwards. After that, I'm topping that with Elegant Pro Conceal in the shade Dark Cocoa to make it a bit lighter. And I'm going to blend in the concealer. My light is up and down, but regardless, we have to move on since I depend on only natural light. Using the Lady Flora Cosmetic eyeshadow palette, and I'm using our first shade. We are going to be using 2 shades only, and I'm going to pack that in the outer corner of my eyes, bringing it into the inner section. And after packing that onto my eyelids, I'm going to get a clean brush and blend my eyeshadow going upwards to give it that seamless blend. Using a light purple, I'm going to pack that onto the part I did not place the first shade, and I'm just going to tap and tap in that motion, bringing it upwards to make sure that the 2 shades don't give that separation, to make sure it gives that seamless blend to look like it's one color. So after that, I'll go in back with the first shade and blend out the outer part of the first shade. And I'm using this light pink, a bit of blue. It was not clear, and I'm using the eyeliner to do a wing eyeliner. I did not show all the steps, but yeah. And I'm using a clean wipe to wipe off the fallouts from the eyeshadow. I did not record the part when I'm applying my primer, but I used a black opal primer. And for the foundation, I'm using MB Cosmetic foundation, and it's in the shade number 18. And I'm going to be using this brush instead of a beauty blender today. I feel like when you use a brush, I feel like you use less product. So I'm just going to tap and tap my foundation into my skin, spreading it out to the other parts that did not have a foundation. I'm going to blend it out, making sure I spread it down my neck too. For the concealer, I'm using still from the MB Cosmetic company. I'm using their concealers. It's in the shade number 9. And I'm applying that on my chin. I applied that on my chin, in the middle of my eyebrows, my nose bridge, and the under part of my eyes. And I'm still using the same brush to make sure it gives that seamless blend. Whenever I'm using this concealer, I like to mix it with a little bit of foundation, and when it comes to blending it into my skin, I like to do it faster because it's a matte concealer, meaning it dries out so fast. So I like to work in sections, but also do that fast to make sure it does not dry out so fast to give me that cracky feeling on my skin. And for the contouring cream, I'm using the Elegant Pro Conceal in the shade Dark Cocoa. And I'm applying that my cheekbones, my nose, and also my forehead. Whenever I'm doing the highlight and contouring, I always do the contouring first, but today I just did the highlight first. And I'm using a brush to blend that concealer into my skin. So after doing the contour, I decided to add some more concealer, the under part of my eyes and my nose bridge. I wanted it to be a little bit highlighted compared to the other parts of my face. So I'm blending that concealer into my skin, and I did that with this small brush. And For the powder used as a Kale Let's Face It palette, and I always use a damn beauty blender to press my powder into the highlighted areas, like where I placed my highlighting concealer. And after pressing that powder, I'm going to go in back still the same palette but a dark shade, and I'm going to be using a brush to blend the contouring powder into my skin, and I'm using another brush to do the powder contouring on my nose. So my light is up and down, but you guys have to bear with me. For the blush, I'm using this pink shade from my palette, since I don't have like a blush palette. So I have to improvise, and I use the eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to use this compact powder to press it into my skin to make sure I don't leave any separation between the contour, the blush, and also the contouring. Using a black liner for my waterline. In most cases, I do this part before the face, but we have to move on anyway. So I'm using the first shade of the eyeshadow I used, using Lula mascara for my mascara, and I'm applying that on my low lash line and also on the upper part of my lashes. Using this light blue, I'm going to apply it in the inner corner of my eyes. I felt like the first shade I used was not giving what it's supposed to give, and I used a deep gold shade for my highlighter, and I only did that for my nose. I didn't do that for my cheeks. Last but not least, I'm using the Naked Kiss Beauty Fix Spray Mist to set my face, using the Davis number 13 lip liner to outline my lips. I don't think there is any lip combo I do without like outlining or lining my lips. And I did this maroon first before I went in, and the second line I'm going to use a brown liner, and it's still from the Davis, but it's in number 3. Using this lip gloss from the MB Cosmetics, and it's in the shade Solar. So I'm going to apply that at the center of my low lip and also in the middle part of my upper lip, and blend the two lips together. Before blending in the two shades together, I'm using another lip gloss, and it's in the shade Sparkle, still from the MB Cosmetics Amsterdam. So I'm just tapping that onto my lips and blending the two shades together. So guys, this is our final look. This purple is just everything. So see you in our next video. Bye bye.